This project is called the Egypt-Denmark Furniture Project. It's a project that we have been running for 7 years. A project about how design can connect people through place and time. And actually sometimes we have to go back in order to move forward. We have to study the history. There's a lot of hidden knowledge in the history that we can actually reveal by looking at some of the things that are thousands of years old. The brief is that to design a stool that is inspired by the ancient Egyptian furniture tradition, which is like 4,000 to 5,000 years old. The project is divided into 3 parts. First part takes place in Copenhagen, in the studios at the Royal Academy. The students, they start designing their chairs, doing experiments, making models, sketches, go to the workshop, back and forth, discussing with each other, and prepare for the travel to Egypt. The second part takes place in Cairo and northern part of Egypt. It's a 2 weeks travel trip, and the first week is in Cairo. We visit museums, excavations. Then we travel to the northern part of Egypt, where we have a collaboration with a local furniture producer called Pinocchio Furniture Company. And we stay 4 to 5 days in a workshop so the students can actually build their furniture together with the local craftsmen. In the factory, they will also meet young Egyptian designers who are given the same brief as the Danish designers, and they have been working on the same project in Egypt, and now they meet in the factory. The third part is back home in Denmark, and here we open up the project again and do a 2.0 version. So they're basically taking into account all the experiences they have from Egypt, but then do the project one more time. And it makes very often a different project, but still with the same sort of inspirational starting point.
From sitting at our study places in Denmark to actually going to Egypt was such a great experience, and also to get to produce the chairs in a real workshop. Experiencing ancient Egyptian culture and to see objects and architecture that is made 4,000 or 5,000 years ago made a strong impression on me. It was clear to me that all these things and buildings still had a strong presence, and I think it proves that good craftsmanship is still super relevant today.
With the exchange of cultures between the Egyptian designers and us, it was really a fun challenge because you had very different opinions on how things might look or how they might be produced than to what we are used to. So to find a common ground between their ways of thinking or their design process they learned versus ours was really interesting to see how can we find a common ground to get to a final result that we all like, which is always a nice challenge.
What I get from this project was to see different design directions, how the Danish people work. They have a different way of looking at a project. They like to focus on design, focus on the structure, focus on the form. We like to be more ornamental, which is very different.
We're used to look more on the aesthetics before we look on the function. But the Danish people thinks more functionally, and they have to be very precise on everything.
It's very interesting to work with Danes in furniture design. I think it's good exchange of experience, especially that it's a totally different way of doing furniture design. But I think it's changing now in Egypt, and one of the main reasons for this is this workshop, because I have seen the impact of this workshop on the graduation projects for design students. So this is very interesting that when we exhibit in Cairo, they see the furniture and get inspired from the way of participants are doing furniture design.
One of the biggest learnings from the whole experience is, I think, that even if you think you can prepare for everything, and you do, or you think you do, things might change and you have to adapt. So being open for change and trying to overcome the issues when they arise was the biggest challenge, but also the most fun part of it. So yeah, be open for change, I would say, is the biggest take of the whole thing.
I think being a designer today, you really have to get out there. You have to get out into the world and to challenge sort of both real people and real problems. And you have to be able to work together with other competences, other backgrounds, everything. But you have to test yourself. You can't just sit on your desk making nice drawings and nice furniture. You have to go out there and challenge yourself.